Hi, today we're going to talk about dispersion. Here are different measures of dispersion. First one is called range. In range calculation, we just subtract smallest value in population from the largest value. So let's suppose we have a sample where the largest value is 100 and the smallest is 10. So 100 minus 10, 90 is the range. Second one is called mean absolute deviation, MAD. It's average of absolute value of deviation from the mean. So from each observation we are subtracting the mean value, and we taking their absolute value, so all the negative value will also become a positive value. We sum them up and divide by the total number of observation in the sample. Variance, here we're talking about variance of the sample. So in case of sample variance calculation, we do the same thing as we were doing in absolute deviation calculation. We take the each observation, we subtract the mean value from it, but instead of doing absolute value, we actually take the square root of it, so that all the negative values will become positive values, and we sum them up. But the point is we are dividing it by n minus 1. In case we were asked to compute the population variance, so in that case we don't divide by n minus 1, we rather divide by total number of population observations divided by n. And there's a statistical theory why we divide by n minus 1, because this is a biased estimator for a population variance. So that's the reason the n minus 1 is used for sample variance, so that we are taking the most conservative measure so that the sample variance can be well represent the overall population variance. So that was the reason. But most of the time in exams, no one is gonna ask you, so why is it n minus 1, why not n? You just ask to remember this formula, which is very simple. By subtracting the mean from each observation and taking the square root and summing them up and dividing by n minus 1 gives you the sample variance. In case of standard deviation of the variance, it's even simple. We first calculate the variance and just take a square root of it. That's give you the sample standard deviation. That's it.